All right, I think we can start. My name is Peter Chega, Head of Product Development and Innovations at AIB Access. So today we are going through mastering global investing and how you build wealth beyond borders. We have done this for NSC and we saw various options you can use to make money. We also went through the introduction part. We also went through how to start trading, ETFs, what they are, indexes, what they are, and those videos I'll be sharing over this weekend. Sorry, I wasn't able to share last weekend. Today, I want us now to dig deeper into international markets, and we see some of ETFs. Apart from ETFs, we'll see how to reinvest dividends for international markets, different types of stocks, corporate actions, and now how to select global shares. What factors you should be looking for when selecting stocks. So today we want to learn how to select global shares. Like what should you be looking for when selecting shares? So investing in physical stocks or individual stocks means buying ownership in a specific company. So you want to buy, let's say, Apple, and you become a shareholder. And before choosing which company to invest in, then you need to analyze a few financial indicators, and industry trends. And these are not just the factors that you look at, there are many other factors. So one of them is fundamental analysis, basics. You don't need to go detailed. One of them is EPS, that is earning per share. So this tells you how much profit each share of the company is generating. Let's say like Apple, EPS is $6. So it means that company makes a profit of $6 for every share. So that's the first thing you need to check. The other one is a PE ratio, that is a price to earning ratio. It shows you how much investors are willing to pay for each dollar of earnings. A low PE, that is a low price to earning ratio, may mean that stock is undervalued. And a high EP and high PE could mean it is overvalued. For that, investors expect fast growth. All these are usually shared in our research reports. You have seen them. Maybe today you get to understand what they mean. Mostly I've seen it in NSE shares, but also in international stocks, we'll be doing the same thing. The other thing you need to check is dividend yield. It is expressed as a percentage, which tells you how much income you will earn yearly from dividend compared to the stock price. Let's take an example. A stock, let's say it's priced at, let's say, $100, and it is paying $4 yearly. Then ideally it is $4 over 100 times 100 to get the percentage. So that is a 4% yield. So you need to check all this before making a decision. The other one is revenue growth. It indicates how quickly the company is growing sales. Fast growing companies often have increasing demands and strong future potential. So always check these 4 things when you're doing your research. Next week now we'll be going into detail where you can get this information. Most of these you can get on Yahoo Finance and other sites that offer international stocks commentary. So again, as a recap, we have EPS, that is earning per share. That's how much profit each share of the company is generating. Then we have a PE ratio, price to earning ratio, how much investors are willing to pay for each dollar of earning. Then there is a dividend yield. It tells you how much income you will generate yearly from dividend compared to stock price. Then you have revenue growth, which indicates how quickly the company is growing its sales. So these are some of the fundamental analysis you need to check. Then the other factor you need to check before getting into stocks is industry trades. You look at the sectors with momentum or long-term promise, like AI, that is artificial intelligence. Then there is EV, electric vehicles. You note now these are two upcoming trends. Artificial intelligence. Everybody knows what AI is. If you have to ask even a little kid, they already know what AI is, and it is taking over the world. So most of the sectors or stocks that are have invested in AI, you expect growth. Also, electric vehicles, I think even Kenya, we are moving there. We have already seen them coming into the country. So you look at some of the companies that invest in electric vehicles. Then cloud computing, I think most of the companies these days, they are moving to cloud computing. So those companies that are offering those services and they are listed in global markets, they provide good earnings. Then healthcare, innovation, and cybersecurity, and many other sectors. It's not just those three. Not just the three you can see there. So you look at the sector itself and you check long-term growth or momentum, because that now tells you those shares, they might perform well. A good example, like Apple, they have a strong EPS, that is earning per share, and also reliable dividends. They usually give dividends. And also cash reserves. I think that they have a huge cash reserves, and also strong brand loyalty and recurring revenue from the sale of iPhones and services. Then there is Tesla. It has high PE ratio, that's price to earning ratio, due to growth expectations. These are just a few examples. If you check on our research reports, they will start doing these commentaries. For Tesla also, it has a low dividend, and sometimes they don't issue dividend. They usually reinvest their profit. So these are growth stocks. Remember, in NSE, we come to the next slide, we said there are two types of stocks. There are actually several types of stocks. One of them is dividend stock. These are stocks that offer dividend. Then you have growth stocks. These are the stocks that appreciate in price. And most of them, they don't issue dividend. They reinvest their profit. Then there are also penny stocks. Penny stocks are the low valued stocks. So let's go to the next slide. Dividend stock versus growth stocks. Dividend stocks are regular income from company profits. So a company declares a dividend, just same thing as at NSE. Once they declare that dividend, it's paid to their shareholder. Where does this dividend come from? A company does well, makes profits, they will declare a dividend. An example could be like Coca-Cola. They usually pay quarterly dividends. There is Johnson & Johnson. They have a stable dividend history, and there are so many other stocks, Nvidia and others. They issue dividend. So when you're investing, it's always good to look for those stocks that issue dividend. Why? This is free money you are getting from that company. You can reinvest that dividend by buying another stock. And what you do, like we did with NSE, you look at the counter when they have declared dividend and the date they will pay that dividend. Once you receive your dividend, for international stocks, it's posted on your account, your trading account. Instead of withdrawing, check for the next dividend. You look at book closure. Most of international stocks, they usually give ex-dividend date. So book closure is 1 day before. You need to have shares at that day. So you buy that stock. When it pays, you look for the next dividend. You buy that stock. So ideally, you are creating a cycle of dividend. You'll be receiving dividend frequently. For international stocks, if you want to withdraw your dividend, you just request as a normal payment. For NSE, we said it is the registrar who pays. The next category of stocks is growth stocks. Instead of giving dividend, they invest their profit or earnings into expansion. They either give less dividend, and most of them, they give dividend in form of stocks, that is bonus shares. And the others which don't issue that dividend, they reinvest for growth, but then the price will increase because of that growth in the company. A good example could be Amazon. For them, they focus on market expansion. So instead of giving dividend, they invest in logistics, AI, and global expansion. They are good for long-term capital gains potential. So remember, in stocks, you make money two ways. One of them is through dividend for dividend stocks, or through capital gains. And for you to realize capital gains, you need to do the actual sale. So you buy, price goes up, you sell. So the other example is Meta. Meta, it's the one which owns Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp and Threads. So for them, they do heavy investment in AI and virtual reality. They have high growth potential with volatility. That means their price fluctuates a lot. So when you're choosing a stock to buy, choose based on your goal. What do you want? Do you want dividend? That is income. So your goal is to get income. Are you looking for a growth? Then you look for wealth creation over time. So your goal is to create wealth. And you can combine both goals, where you want income and use this income to build wealth. So you buy a stock that is issuing dividend, then use that dividend either to reinvest in a dividend stock or to invest in a growth stock. Then when it appreciates in price, you can sell and realize your capital gains. If you have any question, put on the chat. The next item is studying corporate actions. Remember, as they are in NSE, even in international stocks, we have we have in NSE, we also have we have corporate actions in international markets. So one of the corporate actions you find is stock splits. And stock splits, there are two. There is forward split and reverse split. So for forward split is where a company increases a share count but reduces prices. A good example, like Apple, this for argument's sake, they did this in 2020, where for every, they did a 4-to-1 ratio. So they increase your share count by 4 times, but your price reduces by 4. So your number of shares increase, but their value doesn't change because the ratio remains. Remember, they are reducing the price. Now, when this price increases, you make something called capital gains. Remember, they have added more shares, reduced the price. When price increases, then you are making profit because your shares were multiplied by a ratio. So that is a forward split. Reverse split is where now they reduce the number of shares but increase the prices. In NSE, it rarely happens. I've never seen, but in international markets, it's there. These are some of the things you need to check. Then there is mergers and acquisition. For mergers and acquisition is where 2 or more companies combine. Shareholders may get new shares or cash. It depends. If it is a buyout, then shareholders will be given cash. If it's just a merger and the company continues being listed, they only change the name, that is trading, and shareholders get now the new shares of the new entity. Then there is a bonus issue. These are free shares that are given when a company makes profit, instead of giving you cash dividend, they give you additional shares. Then they use that profit they would have paid to you for more expansion. So when you see a company at NSE or international stocks giving bonus issue, it means they are investing their dividend instead of giving cash. Then there is a rights issue. Rights issue is where a company gives existing shareholders more shares, additional shares at a discount. So you buy additional shares at a discount. Let's say a company wants to raise capital. They are already listed through IPO. They can't do a second IPO. What they can do is issue rights issue, where the existing shareholders are given rights to own more shares at a discount. And it's that you're free with to take those shares or you denounce. That is, you don't take up the rights or you sell them in the market. And these actions, these corporate actions, they have direct effects. One, your share count. Remember, for stock split, it can increase or decrease your share count. But remember, the price may also change. So the share price also changes. Then there is a ownership percentage. It may also change, because if stock split, let's take an example, you're increasing your shares, then your shareholding also increases. And also future dividends. For bonus issues, remember you got free shares. So it means the dividend that you get from those bonus shares, if in future they decide to give a cash dividend, then you get more cash. So that's on corporate actions. One more corporate action that is not here is dividend, which I've already explained. It's company profits that are shared with the shareholder, depending on the number of shares you have. Now we come to ETFs. ETFs, that is exchange traded funds. We said last time, it allows you to invest in a basket of stocks instead of buying single stocks. So instead of buying one share of Apple, one share of Microsoft, one share of Meta, one share of Google, they are packaged into one. You buy as a one unit. A good analogy is where you go to market, you want to buy fruits. You can either buy mangoes, oranges, and bananas separate. However, as an ETF, you can buy all these three fruits as a one unit. So they are packaged mango, orange, and banana in one paper. Then you buy as a one unit. That's what is called ETF. So you have different stocks packaged as one unit, and you buy as one unit. Just the way you buy shares. Like the way you say, let me buy one share of Apple, you can buy one unit of an ETF. So we have different types of exchange traded funds in international markets. At NSE, it's only one, that is gold. We don't have any other. And that ETF tracks the price of that gold. Hopefully in future, NSE will introduce ETFs. In international markets, we have thematic and regional ETFs. Again, thematics and regional ETFs. So thematic ETFs, they focus on sectors and trades. So their focus is on sectors and trades. So you have like ICRN. These invests in clean or renewable energy companies. So you find the companies that are within that ETFs, they invest in clean or renewable energy. Then we have bots, BOTZ. They are robotics and automation, that is AI. So most of stocks that deal with robotics and AI, you find them at bots. Then there is HACK, HACK. This is on cybersecurity. Then we have regional ETFs. They are based on geography. That is, they track performance of certain geographies. Remember, ETFs, they track performance of stocks that are listed within that ETF. Like we have SPY, it tracks US, that is S&P 500. Then we have VPR, that is Asia Pacific. Then you have VGK, that is Europe. And there are many other ETFs. We'll be sharing that list in our commentaries, research commentaries. So then, we have said when you buy stocks, you get dividend, you can reinvest. Even ETFs, they give dividends. You may ask how. Remember, the ETF holds stocks inside. So Apple, Microsoft, Google in one ETF. If Google declares dividend, then that ETF will pay that dividend to you. So dividends from ETFs can be taken as cash. That is, it will be posted in your trading account for international stocks. You only need to issue instructions to AIB, give me my dividend, and we'll pay it out. Or you can reinvest to buy more ETF units, or even shares, individual shares, if you don't want to invest in ETFs. And you can use dividend reinvestment strategy. What does that mean? It means once you get your dividend, don't use it. Buy more ETFs or shares. So small reinvested amounts will grow into large investment over time. So those small dividends you are receiving, if you buy more shares instead of withdrawing, then your investment grows over time. And that means you're also increasing chances of getting more dividends in the future. You are creating your own retirement package that you'll enjoy in your retirement. So during this time, you keep on reinvesting dividend. Then at your old age now, those dividends will be paid to you. Just be withdrawing. Remember, you're building your wealth over time. And you only need to know when the dividend is being paid. As I said, in international markets, it's deposited in your trading account. You can withdraw or reinvest. So when we come to AIB DigiTrader, we'll have an option, hopefully, for auto reinvestment. For now, it's manual, even at NSE. So with that, today's session was a bit short, so that at least you're able to grasp some of these concepts. Remember, in the previous sessions, we had gone, I think, for 2 to 3 hours. Going forward, we make them now short, so that we give you more knowledge that you're able now to digest and start investing. So let's go to Q&A. If you have any question. If I have shares in company A, which then acquires or merges with company B, do my shares automatically increase, or do I have to buy more? And does the price change in the process? So if there is merger or acquisition, and hopefully this company is not delisting. If they are delisting, then it means you'll be paid. What happens? What only changes is the name of the company. So your shares will change the name if they decide to change the name. Unless they have declared that they give additional shares as bonus, then your shares doesn't increase or reduce, unless they say it. Price may change. Price is determined by forces of demand and supply in the market. So it is the demand and supply which moves the price. What are risk strengths for ETF? I think for ETF, if you compare between investing in a single stock and investing in a bucket of stocks, one advantage you have in ETF is that you're not affected a lot by price changes. Remember, ETF price is an average of the stocks that are there. Let's say you buy Apple shares, Google, and Meta as individual stocks. If Apple falls, then you are hit directly by that change in price. If price increases, again, you are hit direct. Capital gains if you sell. So buying individual stocks, you are hit directly by performance of that individual stocks. However, in ETF, it is average. You might find Apple goes down, then Google goes up. So average price may either remain the same or go up or down. So you are cautioned against price movement. The second advantage is that if you buy individual stocks and maybe only one company declares dividend and you don't own that stock, then you don't get dividend. However, when you're buying an ETF, if a company within that ETF declares dividend, then you'll be paid. The other question is, how do I benefit from capital gains and dividend at the same time? So you buy a dividend stock, you start with a dividend stock because you can't start with a capital gains stock. If it is a capital gains stock, that is a growth stock, you will be forced to sell to buy a dividend stock. So you start with a dividend stock, you are paid money. You have not sold your stock yet, but that company have given you a profit via dividend, extra cash. You use that cash now to buy a stock that doesn't issue dividend but appreciates in price. So part of dividend, you buy a stock, growth stock, and part of the other dividend, you buy another dividend stock. So you keep on accumulating shares on growth stocks. And once you have made enough capital gains is the difference between prices, the price you bought at and the price you are selling at. So if you have made profit, that's what is called capital gains. If you have made loss, it's called capital loss. Remember, it's money you put in. These are just terminology. Capital money. Gain, that is straightforward. So you use a dividend to buy another stock that grows in price, capital gains, or add a dividend stock, because you can opt to use a dividend to buy a dividend stock, then another dividend to buy a capital gains stock, a growth stock, or you use one dividend to buy either of the two. You can buy a capital gains and a dividend stock at the same time, depending on the number of shares you have, because then number of shares you have are the ones that determine the number, the cash you get in form of dividend. What is the process of starting to invest in ETFs? You just issue order the normal way you buy shares. You just tell us, I want to buy S&P 500 1 unit. Remember, in international stocks, you are buying from one share upward. It's not like an SE where you buy one share at the ODD and 100 stocks at the normal. In international markets, there is only one board where you buy from one share upward. However, there are fractional shares where you own a piece of a stock. Let's say it is Apple. Instead of buying one share, you can buy a 0.5 of that stock. The reason is price. If you're buying one stock, it's expensive. Fractional shares, they're usually cheaper. Can we invest in S&P 500? Yes, I want to share that screen so that you can see what we are offering. Is that also an ETF? Yes, in US, S&P 50. Was it a typo or? Because there is no S&P 550. There is no S&P 50. It is S&P 500, S&P 100, S&P 400, and S&P 600. Those are the indexes tracked, but you buy the ETF for S&P 500 is VOO. Then S&P 500, there is SPY. Then there is IWV, S&P 500. Then EOF, that is S&P 100. For S&P 50, I may need to check. I've never heard about it, unless somebody else have ever heard about it. How will you upload the previous sessions on YouTube? I will upload on YouTube, then share on our social media. Then these slides I will also share on WhatsApp channel. Let me share that link. Let me share the link with you. A minute. This is a WhatsApp channel. You can follow that channel. I will share everything there over the weekend. The other question is, let's go deeper on ETF, on buying and selling fees and management fees. It's the same as shares. Commission is 0.8%. Management fee, which is custody fee, is 0.2% annual. 0.2%. I would like to know if I can register on AIB DigiTrader with a Rwanda ID or passport. Unfortunately, no. This one you may need manual forms, because we need to verify your Rwanda ID and make sure they are notarized by an advocate or a lawyer. For Kenyan passport, we verify with IPRS. That's why they don't need to do that. Evans, don't worry, I will share this recording on that channel. And again, next week on Friday, I'll still be going through the same thing. A comparison between SPY, WQVT, and VOO. I will share that on that channel in the interest of time. I will share that hopefully by today. But just to explain, SPY and VOO, these are balanced US exposure with a dividend potential. Triple Q, they focus on tech and growth stocks, and they are more volatile in terms of prices. Then there is a VT. VT is a global diversification, and it includes Europe, Asia, and Africa. So global total markets, US plus international stocks, other international stocks, it is diversified. Expense ratio is around 0.07 for VT. For double Q, this is it tracks NASDAQ 100. It's tech forecast. It's for growth, and expense ratio is 0.2%. Then VOO, it's S&P 500, just like S&P. That's just like SPY, but this is cheaper. It's for broad markets. Then we have SPY. This is S&P 500, top 500 US companies. It's for broad markets. That's just a high-level comparison. Hopefully, you have understood it, Peter. But I will share more details. Maybe in the next session, I will go now into details of each ETF. NSE ETFs, we only have one, gold, ABSA Gold, which tracks the price of gold. We don't have any other. Maybe in future, NSE may decide to do that. But again, there are not so many stocks listed at NSE. What you have in NSE is indexes that tracks performance of stocks. NSE 10, NSE 20, NSE 25, and NSE All Share Index. So those are indexes. They track performance of those shares, but they are not ETFs. What brokerage commission are charged for trading internationally? 0.8% commission. And the price you get is what is in the market. We don't under. You will hear other international stockbrokers telling you commission is zero. Always check the price. The price usually have a spread. That is, if let's say a stock is trading at $140 in the exchange, then they are trading. They have put the price as 140 point, let's say 8 or 145. That difference is where they make money. So you see, it's a good broker, of course, because they are telling no commission, but it is hidden within the price, and there is no additional cost to you. It's only the 0.8 commission and 0.2 annual custody fee. That's charged by the custodians. It's not us. Are there local taxes applicable when withdrawing your gains? No, capital gains is not active in Kenya unless it goes back to the parliament and it is officially signed as law. I think Kasib did a good job. It was put on hold. What you only have both in Kenya and international stocks is withholding tax on dividend. Who are the best brokers to access global ETFs? You can do that with the IB Axis. You don't need any other broker. We are offering that. Is there any link to WhatsApp group where we'll be for research? Let me share that link where you can join to our various research groups. This is purely for research. Related information. For education, it's the other channel. These are groups. Just go to that link. You see individual link either to our WhatsApp group or to our Telegram group. The other question is, so for global stocks and NSE, you are training on terminologies, how to place orders, execute. It's on the channel, my wealth guide. For research, no specific company research or market research, you can get that from our research team in the research groups I've shared below. If you go to that link at the bottom, you see the links. Thank you, Mother. Absa New Gold is the only ETF at NSE. And I said it tracks the price of gold. Given the high prices of international stocks, what are the minimum shares one can purchase? One share at the physical shares. At the fractional shares, you can buy a fraction, a half of that one share. It is coming on DigiTrader very soon. But for what you're offering is from one share upward for any stock. How do I make order? Let me share that link. You said your instructions to the email that is listed there at the global markets. You have everything you need to start. You only need to open an account with the IB, submit W8BN form. All those details are retained at the IB. We are not sharing with our partner at all. Actually, our partner doesn't know who you are. Then you issue orders, we submit on that platform. And again, minimum number of shares is 1. Maximum dependent on the amount that you put. So the maximum shares depends on the amount that you put in. Hopefully that is clear. So there is no maximum. Maximum, it depends on the amount you have put. Minimum is 1 share. I know from NSE, it's a different issue. The other question is, JP Morgan is what type of stock? It's more of a dividend stock. They give dividends, but has also moderate growth. So for JP Morgan is more of a dividend stock and listed in New York Exchange. So when you're submitting order, always specify the exchange. Remember, these stocks are usually close listed, and prices may be different on different stocks. JP Morgan is in the index that is in is S&P 500. And you can find it maybe in most of ETFs that cover financial sectors. So any ETF that you buy at the financial sector, you may find JP Morgan there. But they give a good dividend, quarterly dividend. And it is I don't know whether that is what you asked, but stock type is a blue chip. It's large, stable, and a reliable company. So I hope that that's what you mean. So as a dividend stock, they give a stable income. Also, it is a global brand. So I don't want to go into details of that stock. Do you offer Bitcoin ETFs? This one I may need to check with our provider. Yes, these are there, but I may need to confirm if they are offered at our offering. Minimum investment amount to start investing in ETF. Remember, you are buying one ETF times the price of that ETF. If the ETF is costing, let's say $50, so you pay $50 plus commission, which may be a point something. So with $51, you can be able to buy. So you multiply the price times the number of shares you want to buy, then times 0.8%, that is commission. Then you add that to the amount you get when you multiply the price times the number of shares to get the total cost. ETFs, they trade just like normal shares. These are just terminologies, but as I said, ETF in simple terms is group of stocks packaged into one. You are buying as one unit. I know NSE might be confusing because it's only Absa Gold in that ETF. Now in international stock, you find one ETF have several stocks listed. So what you are doing when buying one ETF, you are buying a unit of each stock within that ETF without directly owning that share as a unit. But if they declare any corporate action, it is paid or credited within the ETF. How can I share the physical forms to register my Rwandan ID? You just said via email. Just go to our website. There is a feedback at aibaccessafrica.com and also info email. Once you share those forms, that's it. Account will be opened and you are ready to start trading. But remember, for your ID, make sure it is notarized by a qualified lawyer from your side or advocate. Does one have to have open CDS account to buy ETF? It's not a must. When you submit a account opening request on our DigiTrader, yes, we'll open your CDS account. If you want to use it to buy shares, you can go ahead. But what we go ahead and do is open an international trading account linked to the same internal account at AIB. So the way it works, in AIB, you usually have account for each product opened at that provider. If it is CDS, we open one at CDSE. If it is for government boards, we open at CBK. If it is for derivatives, we open at NSE. If it is for international markets, we open with our provider. So all those accounts will be linked to one account that handles cash at AIB. Remember, these accounts, they are holding your assets. It could be stocks, it could be fixed income, it could be derivatives or international stocks and ETFs. So this one AIB account will hold everything. So you're only opening one account, then we will link to your international account. How do you go about it? I've shared that link for global markets. It's there. share the links for research and insight. It's shared here. I've already shared. I may not be able to share that information on the international stock provider. But it's a reliable provider. Actually, these days, they are working with corporates, companies. That tells you how strong they are. It's a provider you may have heard about, but don't worry about the details. What you need to worry about is your investment, which is protected by the regulator, that is CMA. So allow me to share, let me see whether I've opened that, the list of stocks and ETFs. And stocks, there are many. Just to highlight what we have on our side. Let me see if I can share that. Let me see if it can be shared. It is in Excel. I'm not sure whether this will allow me. Where is this? Give it a minute. So there are many stocks. They are around 1145. That is 1,145 stocks. There are also ETFs. My Excel is taking time, but as it loads, let me take if there is any other question. Any other question? Any other question? And if you'd want to reach to me, this is my WhatsApp number. Email address. Any question you may need addressed, whether it is on international stocks, NLC, platform-based, that is our DigiTrader online portal, you can reach out to that number. I will be able to help you any time of the day. If the systems are available, I will be able now to assist you. Which other broker can offer global stocks? Mostly it is international brokers who have that offering. And what you need to check is the risks you get into. Some of these brokers, they can terminate your accounts anytime without giving a notice. Then you just be told to offload your position, and you are given timeline to do that. For AIB access, we have dealt with you on NSE. We don't do that. And the next thing you need to check is if they are regulated within local jurisdictions. That is by CMA. CMA are the ones who offer protection to any investment you do at the capital markets. And they make sure it's fully regulated and meets all capital markets requirements. So as we are regulated by CMA, and we got approval now to offer these. Every product that is offered by AIB, usually we get approvals. We don't just offer to clients. We seek approval from the regulator. Question? Let me see if I'm able to share this. That is the list of stocks. But there are many. I just want you to appreciate that the list is huge. It's very huge. That's why today we found it necessary to show you what you need to check when investing in a stock. In terms of graphs, there are those investors who prefer checking graphs. maybe from various providers on web. For physical stocks, you don't need to worry a lot. You only need to know the performance of a stock over a period, so that you know whether you make money or not. But you don't need to go into detailed analysis where you are dragging the graph a lot to see what is happening. That should not worry you a lot. So what we have at the ETF, we have S&P 500, we have iShares, emerging markets. Then we have Vanguard ETF. We have Russell. We have Invesco, WQ. Then we have Vanguard. Then metals, this is what is there. The energy, that is oil. Then there are indices that track specific sectors, and also ETFs. Then for shares, I think I said we have over, there are 1,152. All these. So we are offering everything that is available in international markets. Most of them is, there is a New York exchange. We have NASDAQ, London Stock Exchange. There is NAS. Let me see if there is any other. Yeah, most of our exchanges, we are offering that. So our research, they usually do brief every day. Every day they usually do a brief with, they share with you. Let me check for VOO, whether it is there. That I may need to check with our provider, whether it is added at our offering. If it is, then you can also check our research commentary. They usually indicate some of these items. Is it possible for junior accounts to trade locally internationally? Yes. What you do when you're filling account opening form, you open as a joint. That is, the junior you're opening and you. The same way you open bank account for junior. It is a joint account between you and that kid. And if you want to register for online, you just let us know. You can connect it to digital platform. But for this, you use manual forms, not the digital platform. If you want to invest in international stocks, you only need to provide on W8BN form your details. But remember, on account opening form for AIB, put both of your details. Use birth certificate for the kid, and for you use ID or passport. Then you can start investing. And it is a good question, because if your junior account is receiving dividend, that is, you're investing in dividend stocks, remember that dividend will be paid for NSE. It will be paid to your Jabo Junior account. If it is international markets, the same thing. These Jabo Junior accounts, they earn interest. So you're using a dividend to earn an interest in your Jabo Junior account. Remember, we said reinvesting dividend. It's not a must to reinvest in stocks. You can reinvest in other assets or products. How often do international stocks pay dividend in a financial year? Is it same as local listed stocks? It depends on the company. They might declare to pay quarterly. There are those who pay quarterly. There are those who pay once. It depends on profits they make. Like locally, you find there is interim dividend, which is paid half year. You have other companies like Safaricom, which give special dividend. That is when they make that extraordinary profit, they decide to pay a dividend. And there is final dividend. That is at the end of the financial year. That's what we are used to in local markets. For international markets, it's the same thing. The company, they are the ones who declare. Any other question? 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 Question? I know the presentation was supposed to go up to 3 p.m. But then if you look at what we were supposed to cover today, it's a lot. We might not be able to grasp it in one sitting. So next week, I'll go to the other sections. So from today onwards, even NSE, I think we have done detailed trainings. Now we'll break them into specific actions. Like now, we started with account opening, trading, how you fund, different type of orders and how you issue them both at NSE and international stocks. Today we have seen, we also saw last time what are ETFs, indexes, what they are used for. Today now we have gone deeper into how you research for the companies and make decisions. ETFs, how to make decisions on ETF dividends, growth stocks and dividend stocks, and corporate actions. So that next week, now we got to another section to allow you now understand stock market, and you are able to do it on your own. Remember, with this information, it reaches a point where you don't need to come to AIB. You only need to execute trade on your own. Do you offer day trading? It's there on NSE. It's called intraday. If you go to order entry screen, you have option for delivery or intraday. That intraday is called day trading. In short, you can buy and sell the same day. I hope that's what you mean. For international stocks, I may need to confirm with the provider. For international stocks, settlement is within that same day at the close of trading. It's not like NSE where you're waiting T+3. I've not been sent my account. Any help on that? Yeah, drop me your ID number on that WhatsApp number. I'll follow up for you. We had challenge with IPRS. As I said, we verify local account opening with IPRS, government database. And with government, when things are not working, then you can't proceed. International stocks, do you require a USD bank account? No. On your side, you can use your normal account. If you look at the global markets link I've shared above, we have two accounts. We have a USD account, which then you can either transfer from your Kenya shillings account to our USD account. It is your bank to do that conversion when they are sending money. So they will send money to our receiving bank, Bank of Africa, in Kenya shillings, then our bank will convert into USD. The risk of that, you may get a lower USD amount, because then they converted their existing rate. You also have an option of sending to our Kenya shillings account, from your Kenya shilling to our Kenya shillings account. Then once it really hits our account, we'll talk to the bank to give us a preferred rate for that day. We convert for you. The other option, if you have a USD account and it is the easiest, just send to our USD account. You set the exact amount that you want to invest. So you have all those options. When we are paying back, it is you to instruct us whether you want to be paid in USD. If it is in USD, provide the bank account in your name. If it is in Kenya shillings, just tell us which Kenya shillings account we pay. So I joined rate. Are you saying that AIB platform can be used to trade international stocks and ETFs? It's coming in September, hopefully. I'm also hoping we can get it earlier because we are doing full integration. Now you'll be able to buy from our digital platform. For now, just check the email in the link for global stocks. Alternatively, you can set to my email. For orders, we are taking via email for records. The other question, I joined late. Can I get a recording? Yes, I will share on this WhatsApp channel and also on our social media accounts. This WhatsApp channel, this is where I'm doing trainings, both sharing videos and also sharing snippets, explaining various terminologies. And also these presentations I will also share in that group, in that channel. It's not a group. So you just follow that channel, that's it. The next time I'm posting, you see the update and you can react to it. There is also a Telegram channel. It's also on our website. You can also follow that. For Telegram channel, I've allowed commenting on the post so that we can have some discussion. Remember, knowledge shared will help a lot and will help others. How long does it take to execute a trade on or sale on EIB platform? For international stocks, as long as you match the price, it will execute, same as NSE. I'll be sharing a video on that channel on how to trade at NSE, explaining market depth. If you match the price of a seller, that is the order you are placing, the price matches the ask side, that order will execute. Or if you said as a market order, because you're telling the system, go to the market, pick any price. If that is available, it will just execute immediately. However, if you put other prices on the bid side, that is the buyers, the people who are buying, then it will take some time to execute if prices come down to your price. Analogy here, let's take an example of Matatu. They charge different fares during the day. You find maybe it's 100 bob to go from Nairobi maybe to say Limuru. Then at some point in time, they reduce that fare to 70. It's the same thing that happens at stock exchange. But the preference is given on the buy side, the highest price. So highest price, then they are arranged in the order all the way down. Then on the sale side, preference is given on the lowest price when they are arranged in the increasing price. So the execution will only happen if the buyer matches seller's price. Either as a limit order, you put seller's price, or you put it as a market, because you are setting it to the market to execute as available supply. Any other price, you'll be queued. We call it queuing. And you are queued behind others. There are people who had already placed orders ahead of you. This is system. It will pick orders in and out. However, there are instances where a client may quote they want an exact quantity. If it is 1,000, don't split that quantity. It's not there on DigiTrader. When that order goes to the market, it will just check who have those exact shares and execute. Those are the only scenarios where it will bypass market rules. But remember again, you and the seller must have agreed on those transactions. Which link is it? WhatsApp channel? I've reshared again. When you click view, you just join. You just follow, sorry. I've shared again below this. For research, it is there on our website. You just click research. For global stocks, is trading, then global stocks. Hopefully, let me just confirm that the links are working. That one is working. Even for research is working. Maybe don't copy, just click on the link. Because when you copy, you might miss maybe a character which is needed. Any other question? Any other question? Oh, okay, I get it. Research, let me share again. So this is where you find everything, all the links to our channels, and also our portal, research portal. I'm sharing again, it is there. But also when you go to our website, aibaccessafrica.com, click on research. Where do I set the ID number? Please just share on this number. It's my number. I'll check with our customer service after this. Or you can send to email to feedback@aibaccessafrica.com. You can also send to that as an email. Any other question? So going forward, I will make these trainings brief so that now you can start understanding. I think the previous ones, because we were dealing directly with the platform. That's why it was lengthy. For these ones, now we'll be going into details of specific topic. Then we expand it into details until you understand. Remember, this information is very important when you're making your individual decisions. You don't need our team to explain terminologies to you. We'll do it on these trainings. And also on that WhatsApp channel and Telegram channel, I'll be sharing even over the weekend so that at least you have something that keeps you in the know-how about this market. It's a big market. It's not a small market. Capital markets. You have stocks, which are shares. You have bonds. You have international stocks. You have derivatives. You have CFDs. CFDs is where you're speculating on price of movement of share. You don't actually own that stocks. So you're not entitled to any dividend. Those are CFDs. Let me share the one for Telegram. Let me just copy this. I share. There you can post your question, but don't post your personal details because it is an open group. It's my wealth guide. So this is where now we'll be discussing even CFDs. As I have said, CFDs, you are speculating on price of a stock. You don't actually own that stock. And they are risky, especially if you are leveraging. Leveraging means you are buying on credit. So the broker gives you a credit to buy CFDs. If you lose, remember you have to pay the amount that they give you. So that is the risky nature of CFDs. You need to be very knowledgeable about them. And always start with a demo account. You understand them. Then there is a forex trading where you are trading one currency pair against another, like USD against, let's say, Euro. If one does better than the other, you either gain or lose. So if your base currency, if it is US, gains against the other currency, then you're making gains. But only if you close that position. Remember, even shares, you are gaining if you sell. For Forex, you need those candlestick graph. And spread even within a minute. Spread within a minute so that you see what have happened. Because even with a fraction of a minute, you can lose in Forex. Same as CFDs. But for international stocks, unless you sell, you don't make losses. Remember, the price can appreciate. Look at what happened with KPLC shares. They fall down, stagnated at below 2 shillings. Then over time, they have outgrown and might continue. They have started giving dividend this year. It tells you a lot. But again, price of a stock is affected by many things. Like now, there is that war in Iran and Israel. There is also the war in Russia and Ukraine. You find they're affecting some sectors, so their prices will be affected. But there are also other sectors that gain. like sectors that sell ammunitions and guns, you find there is high demand because now they will start importing to arm themselves. So you find the stocks for those fields, they start appreciating in price. Political environment. You know, we as Kenyans, we forget one thing. When we create political instability, remember you're affecting stock market directly. So it affects your stock. So me on my side, I'm never happy when there are political issues in Kenya because they affect the market directly. Even if we as staff members, we are not affected, you as the client, your stock prices are affected. In some cases, even if they will appreciate in future, remember there are cases where that company can collapse completely. What happens? Then their share price either goes down or de-risked. So never be happy when there are political instabilities. Always be happy when there is something positive on political side. Even in international stocks, when you see Trump fighting with another country, be worried because it has effect on stock market. And you see it on real time, prices starting to move down. But then if you're a buyer, that is the right time to buy. If you own those stocks, unless they are dividend stocks, then selling means you may make losses. So as a buyer, when there is political environment, it is heated, always check the counters that are going down. Once that political instability ends, that's the time to get in. When they start to appreciate, sell those shares, or you hold in life interest of your kids, then you can pass over to them through succession. And on our side, we just do transmission. We move the shares from your CDS account to your kids or your beneficiaries. Any other question? Any other burning question? So next week, we are going a different topic. I will share on our social media the topic. And next week, I think there will be no interference on our side, so we should start at designated time. That is 12 p.m. so that we have enough time. But you as the client, you can also suggest different time. If you feel 12 p.m. you are not available. We usually time that time because it's our understanding it is lunch hour, so you have some time to go through this. Any other question? In absence of any question, if you want to open account, just go to our website at the Global Markets. Just check the requirements. They are not many. Once you fill in the form, just submit. If you opened account using digital platform, just download the same forms, update your account. We are not changing it from digital account. So the costs will not change from what you have been used to. So you may think the account will be activated, so I'll be charged higher. No. Your account still remains as digital, but you have met KYC requirement. So we'll open for you international stocks account and let you know now you can submit the orders. You can also reach to me through my WhatsApp number. If there is any clarification you need after that, then you just submit the forms to the email that is on the website. Don't send to my personal email, but if you prefer to send to my personal email, I've shared it before, pc@abaccessafrica.com. Then I will assist in account updates. Once it is done, let you know. Then from there, you just deposit. And it's just a matter of hitting the switch. That is, put quantity, amount, the share you want to buy, and the exchange, the stock exchange you want to buy from. And that's it. We just now, you just sit down and enjoy your returns. And with that, I want to wind up this training today. My name's again Peter Chege Mogo. I'm head of product development and innovations at AIB Access Africa. Everything you see there out for AIB Access, they come through that department. DigiTrade, online share trading, even global markets. Then we have our business development team headed by Jeff Kige. he's handling offshore funds with our parent company, Access Group. So if you may want more details, just send email to invest. It's there on global markets. invest@abaccessafrica.com. He'll be happy to take you through that. So with that, let's call it a day, and thank you so much. You can just say thank you on or bye-bye or nice weekend on the chat. Thank you so much, and have a lovely afternoon, evening, and nice weekend. See you next Wednesday for NSE trading. For me to open an account for international, do I need a ROC one as well? This one, Isaac, we are opening an account at AIB. Then we link your account with the international trading account. We'll also open as well a CDSC account so that you have a mapping for CDSC account. But the option is for you to trade on international stocks or CDSC. So you have both options. So we are providing one account for both. If you need to trade both, it's the same account we open internally, but we then link it to a CBK CDS account. So hopefully those are the questions. I don't know. You can see Steven. Just put on the chat if you have any question. If I already have an account for Rocco Stocks, do I still need to open one for? You only need to fill in the account opening form to update your account. If you didn't provide your KYC details, just fill in that form and W8BN form. We are not opening a new account. We are just updating your account. Then you can continue trading. So it's just updating account, then you continue trading. If you have already provided KYC before, just reach out on the email on that global markets link. We'll check and confirm to you whether you need to do any update. Then you can continue now to deposit. Steven, you can put the question on the chat. We are many of us that may not be able to moderate. Can I trade in local and international stocks in one account? Yes. Not even international stocks, even those offshore funds, fixed income, that's boards, you'll be buying under one same account, where you deposit money into. So you open an AIB account, then that is linked to the CDSC, that is local stocks, international stocks. If you open a boards account at CBK, that's the same account we link to, so that you can track your investment in one account. And once we go to DigiTrader, you'll be able now to see under the same account, you see everything there. The timing for session is a bit tricky. In future, could you consider moving it to around 6 p.m.? I think these are an option I can do even at night. I will let you know, but not within AIB platforms, because then at that point, then I'm going against our working hours. But on that channel, Telegram channel and WhatsApp channel, because it is available 24 hours, I'll let you know, even on weekends, whether there are classes. I want to give you more information as much as I can in the NSE, so that you can make informed decision on your own without having to rely on any broker. Where do we submit the forms after filling? There is that email on that link, or you can send to my email. Let me see. That email is invest@aibaccessafrica.com. Let me share that. You can share there, or you share on my email, pc@aibaccessafrica.com. Either way, either of the two emails are there, so I will receive the form and work with our customer service. Where do we submit that I've given? Is there a digital option for filling the form? If you don't have an account, you can start with the DigiTrader. You submit the account opening. Make sure there is an option to upload documents when you open. If you upload, then you don't need to do any update later. Just download the forms, fill in. After you scan, when you're opening on our portal or DigiTrader app, attach them. So after that, you not need to do anything else. If it is a new account, if it is existing, since you can't do it on DigiTrader, you need to send via email. Any other question? Any other question? I think with that, let's meet next week. However, my WhatsApp is available 24/7 if you have any question. I'll be able now to answer whenever I find time during the day or even at night. So thank you, and let's meet in the next one.